what to do. It's up to you. You feel the pull of cleanliness pulling you. And urge to move. Seeing that mess and it don't feel right. Better clean it up good, clean it up good. Clutter, debris, both facts of life. Gonna pick it up now, pick it up. It's time to clean. We're sweeping all the floors. We're scrubbing all the countertops, dusting shelves and doors. It's time to clean. We're washing even more. Emptying the garbage cans, wiping the baseboards. This dirtiness is not the best, it's on the move. Across the rooms. To clear your mind, you must proceed, you must remove. What my is you. Seeing that stain and it ain't alright. Better clean it up good, clean it up good. Grime and mold, no, I don't like. Gonna wipe it all down, wipe it down. It's time to clean. We're sweeping all the floors. We're scrubbing all the countertops, dusting shelves and doors. It's time to clean. We're washing even more. Emptying the garbage cans, wiping the baseboards. It's time to clean. We're sweeping all the floors. We're scrubbing all the countertops, dusting shelves and doors. It's time to clean. We're washing even more. Emptying the garbage cans, wiping the baseboards. It's time. Now is right for cleaning, floor to ceiling. You can feel it, kitchen is believing. Scrub and let go, it's healing. Now is right for cleaning, floor to ceiling. You can feel it, kitchen is believing. Scrub and let go, it's healing. Now is right for cleaning, floor to ceiling. You can feel it, kitchen is believing. Scrub and let go, it's healing. Now is right for cleaning, floor to ceiling. You can feel it, kitchen is believing. Scrub and let go, it's healing. It's time to clean. We're sweeping all the floors. We're scrubbing all the countertops, dusting shelves and doors. It's time to clean. We're washing even more. Emptying the garbage cans, wiping the baseboards. It's time to clean. Mopping bucket too. Polishing and sterilizing all the things we use. It's time to clean. This is our first start. Make it sparkle, make it shine deep inside your heart. It's time to.
Hi, it's me. Welcome to the stream. I figured out how to make Trendsetters work, so we're playing that today. Which is nice. It's Christmas Eve. I was kind of a little bit worried about streaming right now, primarily because I was worried I was going to stream at the same time as someone else, and it turns out I am. So that kind of sucks, but if they're still live by the time that I'm done, then we'll just simply raid them. Probably. Anywho, let's get into it, shall we? Let me open up the game. Alright. So, like I've said in the stream that is otherwise lost, it's still on Twitch, but it's not on my YouTube VODs. I don't remember what we did last time I played, and it's been a while, so whatever happens, happens. It is incredibly loud on my end, it is not on your end. Let me... Let's get a game. Yes. Still a little bit of a game. Like 3. Yeah, that works. And then we can adjust that if need be. It is the morning. In case you haven't seen any of these streams before, I am playing as Junko Enoshima from Danganronpa because she's a fashionista. Street snaps. I don't have money. It might be going a little bit slower than usual. It's been a hot minute. Despite that, my performance seems to be doing good. It's just the game itself that's having issues. Unfortunate. Castellan. Menswear, right? I think this is the only game in which they, in which you can actually sell menswear to men. Alright, and it keeps telling me that I have a notification because that's just how the game is. Let's change our outfit to something a little bit more Christmassy. Although I don't think I have anything really Christmassy to wear. Let's see. I don't believe so. Nope. I'd have to go and buy it at the store. Well, we'll get something then. Map. It's a bit chilly, Billy. Because it's December. New backdrops have been added to the photo studio. There's stuff happening at my shop. However, I need to go see if... Oh boy. If we have... Oh, we don't have money. Dang, I'd have to sell something. Okay, so that's menswear. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Castellan. I'm the brand manager, Pierre. It's a pleasure to meet you. Are you familiar with our reputation? Has been designing men's clothing for more than a century. We're the clothier of choice. Oh boy, for true gentlemen worldwide. Each item is hand-tailored. You won't find quality like this anywhere else. Luxury that lasts. Work exclusively with exquisite materials, complicated designs, and 24-karat gold thread. I'm gonna be adjusting the volume as we go. Ah, I jest. We both know 18-karat gold thread is stronger, as does our upscale clientele. Perhaps you need a perfect item for the glamorous gentleman in your life? Or perhaps posh for all the gents who visit your lovely boutique. Ah, you're the model sporting a look I dare say you'll like. You're gonna like our looks. Guaranteed. Was that men's warehouse, I think? Do you see? A gentleman is born. Now, if you'll please follow me. I can't buy any of these because my store funds are low. Can I buy this? Nope, not even that. Or to your next visit. Alright. I thought I unlocked the funny store. I haven't even unlocked it yet. So I just don't have Christmas clothes. I'll just wear something wintry then, since I don't have Christmas clothes available. Yeesh. Alright, move. Stop. Alright, and then we gotta search for... Let's search primarily for red right now. Let's just go for red, see what we get. Not a whole lot. We really don't have a whole lot. We have this. That could work. Though we can't necessarily use a tube top for that. I'm trying to think of her outfit when at the start of the Danganronpa 3 anime, she has like this leopard print coat, I think. We don't have anything like that though. We have this. We could use that shirt. It's not the right color though. That's a concern. Yeah, it doesn't really match very well. Maybe. But then we gotta figure out the skirt situation. Like, yeah, but she doesn't... She still needs something for her legs. And no long skirts. That's not a style for her. We can do skinny jeans. That could work. Basic pants. Not a whole lot going on in the skinny jeans department. I really have just not bought a lot of clothes. That's unfortunate. Let's go with one of the skirts and then wear some tights underneath that, like I did before with the previous outfit. Is that the right color? Oh, that's good. I like that a lot, actually. Do 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 bup 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 bup. Excuse me. Those could work if I have good... Nope. Need to be longer for that to work. Oh, the shade maybe? Oh, that matches with the rest of the white there. Add those pink. Get some boots going. Or not. Doesn't really like the leg warmers with the boots. Not quite the boots I'm going for here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think that matches the color. Get rid of the leg warmers. And then a cute little purse. Yes, good. And then funny choker. No. Funny scarf. Oh, yes, funny scarf. And of course, we have to have our signature bow. Very important. Very important indeed. And I believe that's everything. Should I change the makeup, though? I mean, she looks fine for the most part. Not really anything here that I could really do. Maybe the eyes? Make the eyes a bit more blue. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Game is telling me I have things to do. Let's do things. Do, 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 do. At the very least, I hope y'all are having a nice Christmas Eve. Oh, I forgot. Junko's canonical birthday is in fact Christmas Eve. I forgot I put that down. It's your birthday today, isn't it, Junko? I can't believe I managed to remember it. Not that you aren't important to me, I just have a terrible memory. I didn't forget either. Oh, really? So when I called you this morning to remind you, you were just pretending you'd forgotten? Michaela, you totally swore that you'd never tell. I don't remember what voices I gave them, so we're just making them be generic. I'm gonna change the volume again. I feel like it's a little too low. Maybe that helps a bit. I did, didn't I? You shouldn't think too badly of her, Junko. She's just too cute to hold a grudge against. Michaela! Oh, calm down, Emmylou. Looks like everyone came to see you, Junko. Go say hello. Happy birthday, and once again, happy birthday! Haha! Now we have to start over. We were supposed to say it together. It'll be fine. It's nothing to get worked up over. Oh, Celeste. Well, happy birthday to you. I'm so glad we can celebrate your birthday all together like this. Best wishes for the coming year. All the cheer goes out of your birthday wish when you say it that seriously. Lighten it up a bit. The way you say it isn't the point, though. The sentiment behind it is what counts. Besides, everyone is different. Oh well, this just means that she gets double the birthday greetings. Anyways, have a great day! Celeste never changes, does she? Anyways, happy birthday, Junko. Birthday mode activate, bring on the cake. Don't take too much of a break to celebrate, you have a lot to do. Secondary party mode engaged. You need to wish her happy birthday before you start partying. Yeah, I do, Junko. Happy party time? No, wait. You just can't seem to get the hang of this, can you? What? Party mode takes up a lot of mental resources. Happy birthday, Junko! We're so lucky to have you here. Not only are you a wonderful person, you may also a wonderful person. You also made the city a much more stylish place to live. Thanks to you, the Buyer Center is having a very successful year. How very professional of you, Daphne. You say it's a very successful year, but I have not played this game in over a year. Oops. Well, Harris, don't you have anything to say to the birthday girl? Oh, well, happy birthday, I suppose. May this year bring many exciting interior design options with which you can redecorate your apartment. Have you said hello to everyone yet? It seems like the whole town is here. We got you a little gift, just a token of our appreciation, really. Please take it. Even if you won't, we'll give it to you anyway. Calm down, Emilio. I'm sure she'll love it. You really are gonna love it. Alright, gather around, everyone. Happy birthday, Junko! A Japanese kimono? Kimono socks? Japanese zori? A Japanese kimono? More zori? Wow. There's a lot of people in here today. Oh, hello. Excuse me, do you work here? So impressed by the outfit of this mannequin. Really looks smart, like I'd be willing to wear it every day. Can I try it on? No problem. Go ahead. So let me go and try it on. But yeah, Junko's canonical birthday is in fact, Christmas Eve. It's also my cousin's birthday today. She turns 59. There we go. Oh wow, it's like I'm a completely different person. I couldn't possibly let the opportunity to buy this outfit pass me by. Take it and go. I need the money anyways. I love the feeling of buying something that catches my eye. I'll look fabulous in this the next time I'm walking out. Not yet. Good morning. It's a cafe the other day. Heard the customer talking about our boutique. We're getting popular. I'll work even harder. Yeah, I have to check what's in our stock currently because I have literally no clue. Inventory control. What do we have? We have a lot, actually. Primarily, stuff that I can't really use right now. Alright, let's check our various tastes. A few different basic stuff. Some girly stuff. We have some preppy stuff. Pop. Got a little bit of sporty stuff. Don't think we have a whole lot of retro. Oh no, we do have plenty of retro going on. Coming in. We have a few luxury items, just a few. Boho chic. Asian inspired, not too many. Is there a gothic? They kind of go hand in hand. There's a little less gothic. We do have quite a bit of flirty, as well as bold, I want to say. Yeah, we got a bunch of bold. And edgy, we have a few. Alright. Let's just help some customers out. The men's section, we don't have a whole lot. And we're going to have to load up on the luxury items at some point. There's someone here that... Yes, okay. She's a superstitious person, but she doesn't like to tell anyone. Sybil. Spelled like that. Oh. As soon as I stepped inside this boutique, I got a strong urge to buy a new bag. Just before coming here, there was a bag that really caught my eye. I've been actually collecting them recently. It's very fun. Can you match a bag to my mood each day? As a fashionista, you understand, right? Pick out a bag would complement my look. I can try. I believe what she's got going on is mostly... I can't tell if it's boho or if it's girly. I'm gonna try girly first. And hopefully, don't look right. No. Close menu. Take a look. Academic is just, well, it's not my thing, sorry. What about this one? Trendy and cute. Trouble wearing it. Okay. So not girly. Let's see. Boho chic. We have a few. Apparently I went to the the soy milk recently. It might be that she's basic. Her outfit looks really basic now I'm looking at it. Simple basic. We have one, which is this one. There we go. What do you think of this bag? Hooray. Today we have some black cherry flavored water. And I've been going for the water very fast, which is not good. Because it's only Tuesday. And you have to wait until Saturday to get more fun water. All different kinds of combos. Hooray! We did it! Oy. Next time I want to buy a luxury bag. If you haven't come across one, get in stock for me, please. Catch you later. Hello, Philip. You are outside of the screen, my man. Hi, Junko. How's it going? No, I used to be standing in Emmy Lou's shadow all the time. That's all going to change now. I'm going to be completely different. Well, I say that, but I'm still a bit clueless when it comes to picking what suits me, so I was hoping I could ask for your help. I have a problem in my head with jeans, so jeans it will be. Matching clothes with a pair of jeans is pretty easy, even I can do it. We're talking jeans. We're looking at some jeans. Jeans. Oh boy. My nose is doing things. I'd rather not sneeze right now. What do you think of these ones? Alright. Very contemporary. Doot doot. Doop doot. Alright, good. Get out of my store now. Oy. Even better than I expected. Mila was also singing your praises, Junko. You wanna go to the cake shop later, by the way? See, I have to go pick up some snacks for Emily Lou. And that place has the best cakes around by far. I hope to see you there. We'll see. She will eat anything that is lemon flavored but not lemons. You're crazy. What's happening? Oh my god. Hello there. Hope you aren't getting too cold or lonely. If you need anything, just say the word. I thought of you on this chilly day. I love the cold. When it gets this cold, it's kind of like a challenge, you know? I'm gonna punch Jack Frost right in the face with my warm winter clothes. Never let weather get me down. Hot out, fierce. Cold out, fierce. Rawr. Hey kiddo, seems like things are going well for you. Everyone in town has a nice thing to say about you. Has the best reputation in town. Ta. Princess Fashion sleeping through this lovely town ever since the great lace shortage of 2007. We've been striving to ensure you always have the frills you need. The great lace shortage of 2007. Cool. We're learning so much from this game. What do you have to say? They both try their best no matter what the situation. I'm going to talk to you first, because I think I have stuff that you might like. You're a really popular lady, aren't you? Everyone's always coming in to see you. You're like a local celebrity. Janet. Emilu's really giving it her all as well, you know. She's been a super popular stylist for a long time now. This is an amazing boutique that has borne both your and Emilu's flying careers. So excited, I need to buy an outfit. Oh, punk outfit. Excuse me. I think that would be perfect. Alright, man, we'll try our best. Alright, we got options, we got options, we got options. Would you be fine with this, I wonder? Well, we have big boots, so... Yes. Yes, big boots. Orange is a bit much. Oh, we're kind of cutting it close to budget. Are these more expensive, less expensive? More expensive, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the boots. That sucks. What do you think of this? That's too much. That's too much. There we go. Nice. The auto kind of goes all over the place in this game, it seems like. Small details are perfect. I totally have to buy it. Hooray! We've done it. We are raking in the cash. College just screams punk style. We're in this, I'm ready to rock the world. I'm definitely gonna stand out in this outfit. I'll go show my friends right now. Alright, another new person. Hello, do you have a moment? Recently I've been totally into bold bags. Do you have any in stock right now? It's all she's been talking about for days. Gary. Don't worry about how expensive it is. Gary will pay for it. What? I didn't know about this. Thanks a bunch, honey. What counts as a bold bag? We have bags. We have a bunch of different bags. Yeah, I hope you all are having a nice, Christmas Eve. I've been kind of, not necessarily rushing around, but like, I've been trying to make sure that I have been getting my wrappings done. Been doing a bit of wrapping. My mom tends to wait until like the literal last day in order to start wrapping stuff. She did do some wrapping last night, but she tends to wait till Christmas Eve to do that. So she's been doing that for today. A lot of wrapping so far. Oh, and tomorrow I don't know if anybody has any plans to go out for dinner or if we're staying in for dinner. But no, it's the holidays, and then Thursday we're gonna go and hang out with my grandparents, because we couldn't go this weekend because it was really, really snowy, and they live in a place that's kind of gets a lot of lake effect snow, so. It almost matches her outfit. It's like a slightly different purple, and it bothers me just the taddest bit. No, you're wearing it out. Kind of bag I've been searching for. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you too, Gary. Sounds like it was just an afterthought there. Don't be silly. Anyways, when we're done, let's get some cake. Really? So you want to hit the cake shop? We're going there twice today. I hear they put huge gingerbread house on display. Oh, I want to eat that. Probably can't eat the house, but we can eat the cake. Bye. Thanks again. Alright, let's go places. There are no new customers here, so let's go places. Cake shop. I just love to eat fresh gingerbread men outside if it's not too cold. Do you ever think about that? Yeah, I could enjoy that. Only if it's not too cold, though. It's just as good to eat them inside, isn't it? Of course! Oh, you should try the fruitcake they make here. It's divine! I want to eat 10 of them ASAP! 10? Where'd you have room for all that fruitcake? Just kidding, Gary. I don't think I'd feel too good after eating that many. Get me worried there. I knew you couldn't eat 10 fruitcakes in one sitting. I could too if I wanted. I just don't want to is all. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, hiya! You might have arrived at a bad time. Gary is doubting my fruitcake eating skills. That's not what I meant. I'm not going to win this argument, am I? Sorry, I know you're a busy woman. You probably don't need to listen to our squabbling. I just don't know how to I'm gonna get out of myself, out of the situation. That's easy. You just have to bite me 10 delicious fruitcakes. What? It's okay, I won't eat them all at once. We all know that fruitcakes keeps for ages. Well, you're not wrong there. Alright, fine. 10 fruitcakes coming up for my fruitcake of a friend. Woo! Yay! I'm fine. Let's go buy some luxury clothes. Not too many though, because we only have so much money. Buy these funny shoes too. Why not? Scarf. Get a turtleneck and I guess one of these. Yeah, we're only buying one of each. We literally cannot buy anything else. Okay. Wait, why is that suit jacket so less expensive compared to the other jackets? What's happening here? Let's get a couple ties. Bow tie. The bolo tie is incredibly expensive for whatever reason. Alright. Just heard my mom heading out. She's gonna pick up my brother from work because he has a half day today. Because it's Christmas Eve. Alright. We are not going to that store again for a while. I feel like we have plenty of men's clothing going on right now. Alright, I feel like you've been here for a good long while, so let's talk to you first. Read all about your boutique. My friends and I spotted it in the fashion blog we subscribed to. Had some information about the shop and some really lovely pictures. When I saw it, I just had to rush over here. You've been here before. I jumped on the train and here I am to become one of your best customers. Do I sound a little too eager? Do you think you'd tie me a preppy top and skirt? I can try my best. Alright. Alright, top and skirt. We have some skirts. Lucky for you, we do in fact have some skirts. Oh. Let's go with this one. I feel like this is a good combo. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Alright. Yeah, on Sunday, we visited my aunt's family and then the in-laws of her son's wife, so my cousin's wife. And apparently she has a lot of siblings. I found out. She has a fairly big family as well. And like my dad's side of the family, which we're the ones we were visiting, they just have a big family in general, like not even to the extent of my mom's, where it's like customers are non-stop. Wow. Where it's like my cousins that I have so many cousins because it's my cousin's cousins or whatever. It's a matter of my aunts, like 2 of my aunts having 4 kids each, so like now they're starting to have families and their families are getting big, so anywho. If I don't buy something and get back right away, Emmy Lou will be so mad. Oh, there will be. Oh, I'm sorry, could I have a little more time, please? Of course, please take your time. Thank you. What shall I pick? Oh, Junko, I was just wondering where you were. I can't believe how many different kinds of cake there are. I have no idea what to get for Emmy Lou. Of course, I have to buy something really yummy. Maybe I'll just go with my favorite, strawberry shortcake. All those strawberries and all that cream, all piled on top of a light, spongy cake. It's majestic. Wait, no, this isn't for me. I've got to think of Emmy Lou. God, cake would you like, Junko? I hope you pick something nice. Thank you so much for today, and thank goodness I'm not leaving empty-handed. I call today a success. Oh, by the way, I just had to tell you. And I'm not just saying this because you came with me today. I'm always going on about your critique to my model friends, and you're quite the talent. Lately, I've been practically your cheerleader, Junko. Anyways, that's all. I just thought you'd know. Just thought you'd like to know. I've got to be off now, though. Ta-ta! Make you, sir, have a nice evening, I guess. Alright, contest hall. We gotta get for the contest hall because we're only at the second stage. I think. Yeah, we're only at premiere and we're only halfway through the premiere stage. This is a long game. A fun, flirty outfit for girls' night out. Okay. We've gone with all of you at least once, except for you! Devondra. When I'm in the spotlight, my skin shines like a vampire. Don't worry though, I'm totally human. Yeah. Good evening. Do your best, night themes, get a cakewalk. Girls just want to have fun. A fun, flirty outfit for girls' night out. Alright. Flirty. Yeah, Sunday we went over to my aunt's house and it was very big. We had a little white elephant thing, which is where you like buy presents but like not specifically for anybody, and then you like pass them around and then eventually somebody gets your present. And I shared it on Blue Sky, but I got a fun little bath kit thing, and I don't really know how to use it, but like I'll probably figure it out. Trying to figure out what's good. What's good in the neighborhood? Apple to be. Wow, you're not giving me a whole lot to work with here, game. Alright. Let's go with this one. I like that one. Not a whole lot of bottoms that I feel work well with this. That could do. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Brown? No. Let's go this one. Maybe? It could work. Yeah, there's not a lot here that I think looks great, which is a problem. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Trying to find complementary colors here. It's a bit hard. That's too white, I think. If we add the jacket on top. I'm a little worried about the shoes, I think, as well. That one's a bit of a concern. Boots? Cowboy boots? I think they could work. But that covers up the necklace a bit. Is it too orange? Bring on a little pop of red. Alright, let's go with this. I'm going with this one. Alright, makeup first. I don't really know what counts as flirty makeup. That one's a little hard for me to tell. And I guess these kinds here, probably best. Yeah, that's good enough. And the hairstyle. I mean, that's fine. We can just change the color a little bit. Recommend it. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. Oh, that's fun. Let's do pink rose. I think that'll be good. Oh, the colors look so much different on my second monitor. Oh well. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Empty mode. It's time for the fashion. It's the fashion. It's the fashion contest. Here it comes. Alright. Okay, I don't think... No? Wow, I would definitely buy that dress, but I can't. Because I only have so much money. See if we can get a thumbnail for that. Potentially. Yeah, baby! We have once again won the contest. The outfit, the theme, missing something, just disjointed, basically fit the theme. Red Riding Hood coat. God dang it, still didn't fill up the glass. We won! Hooray! But yeah, I would go to the hotel party, but like we've been to the hotel party plenty of times. It's fine. I remember I gave her one of those a little bit Jersey, mostly like Brooklyn type of accents, so I don't remember much of the other voices, to be honest. Anywho, I keep reading Hall A as Holla, like Valhalla. Cafe is only open from morning to night. Please come back tomorrow. I wasn't clicking on the cafe, my guy. Oh! New person, new person, new person. He loves to drive his little sister around town in his sports car. Trevor! I've been hearing a lot about this place. I thought I should come check it out. Not really sure what would look best on me. Would you mind helping me find an outfit? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that outfit is. I think it's contemporary, but I could be wrong. Shoot, what if it's bold? I don't think it is, but it's possible. Yeah, no, it's definitely not bold. That is contemporary, my guy. Though you've got a budget of 2,000, which is slightly concerning. Is it not contemporary? Am I going insane? Am I Boo-Boo the Fool? We're gonna try contemporary and see how that goes. If you've got the money to spend, I'm gonna put you in an expensive outfit. Oy, this is not great in terms of stuff I can put on him. I mean, I guess. I like these glasses. They're nice glasses. God, I hope I'm not wrong with it being contemporary. Whoops, 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 whoops. We just lost our layer there. Get the white in there. Get some funny socks going. Please? God dang it. Alright, you are in fact a luxury type, which sucks because I only have so many luxury items right now. We don't even have pants! That's so cool how we don't even have pants. I'm going to have to decline you, which sucks. I need the luxury people to stop coming into my shop. She's a no-nonsense girl who always helps out when needed. Annabelle. So, this is the superstar herself, is it? I went to the premiere contest just the other day, do you know? There was one that just happened tonight, but okay. I liked your outfit the best out of all of them. Ever since then, it looks like you've got yourself a new fan. It'd make my day if you do me an outfit. Please? I'm going to say that you are a preppy person, just based off of the Argyle going on there in the plaid. That is a bit too much. Let us go with that, and then... Yes. Maybe? That's a little too much red. That's a little too much red. Let's try something a bit different, huh? Do 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 do. Ba 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 da da ba. Ba ba da ba. Ba ba da ba. I don't have a lot of pants going on right now. Oh, the big buckles, that's good. And the hat. We only have the one pair of socks, so we're not going to add those. Bag? We could. Oh, bags are so expensive. How good does that match? Not great. Let's go with this. Wow. How have we been going for nearly an hour? That's insane. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, not much has been going on with me lately. We are, in fact, She is proud to be called a bookworm by her friends. I'm gonna assume that you're bold and not luxury. No, Jessica, I can't believe I'm seeing you in person. It's like a dream. I went to the premiere contest and I thought you were just great. The entry outfit you made was out of this world. No wonder you came in first. You're my idol now. Can you make adoring fan an outfit, please? That looks bold, but I could be wrong. God, I hope it's bold. I hope it's bold. I swear to God if it's not. Ooh, the funny vest. We got a bit of a funny vest situation going on here. That's too much money! Ooh, that could work actually. That's fun. That's fun. We got fun things going on here. That's fun. And then shoes. Do-do-do-do-do-boop. You'll have to go with those ones. Make it a little bit on the cheaper side, just to be safe. Take a look. Yeah, baby! Here we go! She loves it. God dang, we're so close. Shock right now. Even the accessories are pitch perfect. I have to have it. Wow! You only got your next contest one. You won that one for sure. God dang it. Alright. Because God hates me, we're doing this over again. My friends gave me a great deal on something. 4-button vest. Sounds good, right? Even got a sample for you. Go ahead and see for yourself in the stock room. Thank you. Kindly. It is morning now. Do you believe bacon makes everything taste much better? Oh. She's shy, but she's funny once you meet and get to know her. Let's talk to you first, because I'm pretty sure we have more boho things than, Kristen. Wow, little by little, the city's getting busier. Some friends of mine came over to visit, and they are very impressed. We've got our fantastic makeup studio, our super talented hair salon, our drab little ugly duckling cities becoming a beautiful swan. Cool, thanks. And you can't deny it, this boutique is a jewel in our crown. That's why I've come here today to buy a pair of boho chic pants. I forgot I wanted to buy something. Bop-ba-da-bop. Bop-ba-da-bop. Where? Here. Bop-ba-da-bop. We do have some boho chic pants. And there you go. I didn't check the price. Nice. They don't match at all, but that's okay. There's a lot of items that look like that in stores, local stores in the town I live in. It's very much so a, like a liberal type of granola head, I guess, type of place. So there's a lot of, you know, organic type of things and local places with recycled materials and like a lot of tie-dye. A lot of tie-dye and various types of flavors of that. Which some of them are fine, it's just some of them are eh. In my opinion, I wouldn't really wear them myself, but that's just me. Her parents make her patch press. Oh, practice her banjo picking outside. Sela. The city has so much going for it these days. For one thing, everyone's become so fashion conscious. And another is how beautiful this greenery is. We have the greenery we have in the middle of a city. It's just so wonderful. Usually all the green space disappears when the city develops, but the city gets it just right. It makes it such a nice place to live. But I think the best thing about the city is your boutique. And here I am again, today, to buy some new clothes. This is the first time you've been here. An Asian-inspired long skirt for me. I can try. I have doubts. But I might have one. We'll see. Show me the long skirt. We have it in stock. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So I try this on, it's really growing on me. Fascinated by fashions, Asian inspired. We're gonna do a lot of buying today, I think. Simply because we don't need to do too much today, because the thing to do is almost full. Be able to make tons of new outfits. I love it. Thank you. Anyone else new here? Anyone else new? Anyone else new? Philip is back. I'm gonna do mannequin instead. Alright, mannequin. What do we have that we can put out for the people? I think we have a lot of girly things. Yeah, okay. Ba, 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 ba. And then the funny coat on top. Maybe I should do a different one. I mean, that one's also pretty cute. This outfit's kind of all over the place. That's okay. Somebody will buy it. Yeah. Yeah. And then the hairstyle. This one? Where is it? This one? No. Don't we have ponytails? I swear, yeah, we do. We do have the pony pigtails. This is the junko hairstyle. Let's go for this one then. Pink rose, and then strawberry blonde's a little too blonde. Hot orange. That one's recommended. Let's go with hot orange. I feel like that works well. Alright. What will that outfit count as? I don't know, but it'll count as something. It counts as pop. Alright. She prefers taking baths to showering in the morning. Oh, I just had to come and find you, Desiree. Is it possible to buy everything in your mannequin's outfit? So cheery and pop, it's like you put it out just for me. I was dithering a bit over it, so would it be alright if I tried it on? That's what I like to hear. I'll go and try it on right away. I knew there was something special about this outfit the moment I laid eyes on it. I have to own it no matter what. Wow. Oh, she's been here before. That's why her name was there. Such impulse buying. Check me out. I'm so spontaneous. Check it out. Big splurge. See what you come up with next. No, not right now. I need to buy things. No, Junko, how's everything going? Uh-oh, it looks like we've been spotted together. Don't worry, it's not like we're trying to hide it or anything. We're going out on town tonight. And you know Michaela, she didn't want to be seen in public about a new outfit. Hush you, I'm only here because I know I can trust Junko's sense of style. Can you find me some outerwear that'll look good for me? Sure thing. I want to say her outfit is basic, but I'm going to go with bold because I believe that's what her outfit type actually is. Go with this funny purple jacket. Is that good? Yeah. It's the same exact jacket as what she's wearing, except it's purple. Wow. Amazing job, gamers. We've done it. You're really good at this. And then you don't wear it anyways, you know, whatever. That's what I thought. Fairly impressed. I didn't know you could even do that with clothes. Change the color? We're actually going to the Station Plaza tonight, actually. Would you like to join us? More than welcome to. See you later. Alright. Fill us back. There's new people. Oh, they're both being as healthy as possible. I don't know how much retro clothing I have, honestly. Savannah, hello. We came inside because it's just too cold. Ah, it's so warm in here. Haley, haha, I hope you aren't feeling used. I'm sorry. You're supposed to saying we came in to buy some clothes, not to warm up, but it's so cold outside, I'm sure the manager will be understanding. After we're done, we're going to go downtown. I'm all up. Let's go going. Let's get going. So I don't get a say in the matter? Oh, see you. See you next time. Yeah, just loiter around my shop. That's cool, dude. Anywho, we have to go and buy something from the shop. What is open? Oh, good, they're closed. Oh, great, they're closed. Alright. Well, we're not buying any men's outfits right now. We don't really need any of that at the moment. Probably need more pants, though. In general. Oh! Yellow. Alright. Ba-ba-da-da-ba. Scoop-a-doo, need some socks. Doop-a-doo, we don't have a whole lot. Ba-ba-ba-ba-doo. And then we have quite a few shoes, but we can buy a couple more pairs. Scarves. Funny glasses. We can buy a scarf. A singular scarf. Plenty of hats. I actually think I like this one better, so let's take that one out of the cart. And then bag. Baggy. I think that's pretty good for now. Get 2 of those. Get multiple of those. We need plenty of socks. All of the socks we're getting 2 of for sure. Get 2 of those. 2 pairs of those. Get some hats. We'll get 1 more of those. And then the skirts. Alright, I think that's good. Okay. Alright. Trying to think of what else has been going on with me lately. And it really has not been a whole lot. We don't need more bold clothing. We can get some of this stuff though. That's fine. We can get some of these. Funny shirts and whatnots. Nice tops. Oh, these are the really funny shirts for sure. We have some lovely boots going on here. I think these ones also count as bold, so we're gonna take another pair. Definitely in the interest of buying socks. One of these. Get some gloves just in case. I guess I'll buy that. I don't know. That as well. Buy that one. And we have a number of these. We don't need the bloomers, I'm gonna be honest. We don't really need those. One of these. That and this I think are pretty good. I think we're good now. Oh, we can only buy so many though. Let's buy 2 pairs of those just because those seem important. And let's buy another pair of those because those also seem important. Buy another pair of pants because those are relatively important. I'm trying to buy the ones that will be useful with synergize with other ones. That probably also synergizes as well. Alright. We have like no space left in the women's section. No. Let's try Uber cloth. Let's see if there's any that we need here. Buy a few here from the men's section. Buy this. And that. And this one here. And these, perhaps. Buying a lot of shirts. Blue. we have plenty of pants already, but it never hurts to have a couple more pairs. Let's get these ones because they're sort of color coordinated. This and this. And that, I suppose. Oop! We are already over budget. That sucks. Okay, we're gonna have to take out some of the shirts. Let's remove that one. Is it the coats? It's the coats. Alright, we gotta remove a couple of the coats. Hoodie. Alright, I think that's good then. Yeah, we don't need long johns. We really don't need long johns. Let's get some more shoes. Always could use more shoes. Always double up on these because that's important. Always remember to double up on pants because that's important. And we can't buy another coat because that's too expensive. And now we are left with $1.40. Wow. I'm going to check out the furniture store. See if there's anything in there that I would like. Hey Junko, how lovely to see you. Just had some new items delivered, so please take your time to look around. I don't remember what my house looks like at the moment. It does not seem like you have anything new here. I think you're lying to me is what the issue is. Yeah, you're lying to me is the problem here. I have to go back and check my house. I have to check my house for a second. Excuse me. My apartment. Okay, yeah, we're fine with how the apartment looks, really. Got a delivery for you. Lots of stuff as usual. Blah, 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 blah. Here you go. Stuff from the thing. I think what the current issue is that... Yeah, change it to that. That looks nicer. Okay, so we don't have a lot in terms of wood flooring. We don't have a lot of that. We really don't have a lot of that there. I'm fine with that. This is an issue. Maybe. Let's look at some floorings and other stuff. Yeah, we're not gonna spend time over at the shop because I don't need to at the moment. Color options. Oh, that's fun. Two-tone. Oh, that's even funner. Add that to the cart, baby. We still only have the one bed option. That sucks. But we do have rugs, potentially. Zebra print. Bullseye. Wow, those are some colors. Wow, those are some colors. Very bold, if I may say. Checkered rug is fine. Let's go with the zebra print. Alright, I don't think we have much left for... We can do a table, potentially. Yeah, we could do a table. Simple glass one. Square. Let's go rounded. I like the round option. Oh, we do not have enough money for the table. All right. Smoked glass costs less. Is that enough? Nope. All right. So it can't be over 200. Cool. So therefore we cannot get a table. No, we can. We can get that one. Now, while I was looking at this, I don't think we're gonna find anything good here. We'll just keep what we... Nope. Get that out of the cart. Oh wait, go back. Hang on. Change the colors. Black or red? Let's go black for that. Let's go red for that. We'll go red for that. Alright. Purchase complete. Because I have a feeling that's only the one color, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. Stuff's happening. Stuff is happening. Alright. Downtown first, then the station's plaza, then to the concert hall. Hey you. Yes you. I know you. I'd recognize this superb stylishness anywhere. Michaela's secret weapon. Yes, it's the oh so talented Junko. I knew this. I knew it the second I saw you. Michaela showed me your photo earlier, and a lovely snapshot it was, but she would not stop bragging about you. Now I see why. This little outfit you're wearing right now is oh so cutting edge, isn't it? Oh, do forgive me. I haven't even introduced myself. Roko, at your service. Make sure to write that name down. There don't seem to be any other fashionable folks around here. What's a Roko to do about, if not judge others? Roko loves to judge you too. So you better come here next time you put on a sassy new outfit. I'll be keeping my stylish eye on you. Farewell. Thanks, I guess. Back downtown. We have 10 cents to our name. Let's talk. Wow, the holidays are already here. You're right, they snuck up on us this year. So what do you want to do with our time off, Haley? You know, I'm not actually too sure yet. I think I'd like to go to a 5-star hotel somewhere and enjoy a lavish dinner. Somewhere with an amazing view. Aw, that's such an adult thing to do, Haley. I suppose it is, and what do you want to do, Savannah? I'm glad you asked. I wanna. Hey, is that Junko? Good evening! Good evening, Junko. We're just talking about our plans for the holidays. So, any crazy awesome ideas for the break? Here's mine. I want to rent an entire amusement park for just me and my friends for a week. That's so you, Savannah. I know it sounds fun, but think about it. There would be a million little kids crying outside the gates if you did that. Well, I guess that's true. Okay, not this time of year, but someday a music park will be all mine. How rich are you? If this isn't entirely a hypothetical? Station Plaza, look at that tree. This place is so festive. I love how busy the town is during the holidays. It's so energetic. It's a special time of year, you know? Special? Do you mean... Oh, you mean like... I get it. Never mind. I need to get started on my shopping. Sorry, Harris, what were you saying? Nothing, I didn't say anything. Shouldn't Junko be here by now? Thanks for coming, Junko. It's the best time of the year. Clearly, it's the only time Santa ever comes to visit. In case you weren't aware, this is a Japanese game. And in Japan, Christmas Eve tends to be the time where it's like a really romantic evening. Because there's not a whole lot of Christians in Japan. So that's what that was all about. I suppose there's some tripe about spending time together as well. Well said, Harris. Santa aside, though, what matters is that everyone has fun during the holidays. There are exciting events happening all over the place. Make sure you get out and about, Junko. Well, don't stay up too late. You shan't keep Santa waiting, or else. Oh, Harris, you're such a card. Let's get out of here. See you later, Junko. You shan't keep Santa waiting. Oh ho ho ho. Anyways, contest hall. We gotta get these, all cleared up. All smack dab in the middle. It's concert time, baby. Big Bad Wolf Bag, a gothic outfit that really rocks. Harriet. Nora. Georgina. Alright, we haven't done anything with Harriet yet. I totally knew this, but I think I'll be good at it. Every night I dream that I'm a top model. I can do this. We might have to change your hair color. It is a little bit too much for me. I'm gonna be honest. Soul Singer, a gothic outfit that really rocks. That's odd, but we're gonna try to make it edgy and gothic a little bit. Mostly gothic. Whoop! So pants. First and foremost, we need some pants. Okay, it's a little hard to see with her skin tone. Oh, that's good. Yes. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Funny hat. Yeah, I like the funny hat. That's good. Don't really have any gloves that really fit. That one's a little too yellow. So I guess we'll go with the keyboard. Go with some white shoes, because that will match the rest of the outfit. Those aren't really super white, but that's okay. I think this outfit will work for our purposes. Yeah, that hair's gotta change. I'm sorry, it has to change. No, I can't change the hairstyle. I don't want to change the hairstyle. I can change the color though. Yeah, black. And then... ooh, ice blue could work. That could work really well. With a misty rose. Let's go ice blue, because I think there's a few more purples going on there. That'll work better. Not jade. Where is it? There we go. Here we are. Cabaret twist. Midnight mystery. This one I feel. Let's go this one. Girl, let's go this one. Alright, let's do it up. Yeah, I was just remembering that, like, they have, I think they do, in fact, like, have earrings and, like, nails in the later, entries in the series. It reminds me that there's, the, whatever outfit. I forget what it's called. This is certainly music. Okay. Yeah, and the I forget the name of the game that came out on Switch last year. We definitely won that, right? You better not. Thank you. There we go. Because this one isn't quite gothic. And the other two don't even count, so. Nice. We got him. Alright, that's it. That's it. We're heading to bed. We won! Can you believe it? Signature walk. After party. We could, but we're not going to. Oh boy. You know what? If we can try to get through all the premiere contests. I was going to say this evening, it's now afternoon for me, so we can try our best. Anywho, go to bed. Go, 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 turn until morning. Whee! New things unlocked. Here we go. You want to have been added to your remodel options. New brand Jolie Loli has been made available. You now start with up to 900 different ladies items. Hooray! Hello. Me? Not me. That is me, though. Is something happening? Yeah, I don't know what's happening over there with the mouth there. Yeah, that's fine, sure. New interior design available. That's fun. Why you? redecorate my house, please. We got a new table. Okay, it does come with all the options when you buy it. We have a new rug. We have new lights. Wow, amazing. I might change the table later. Probably. If I remember to do so. Not right now, though. What's happening? What's going on at my shop? Good morning, Junko. I need to ask you a favor. Don't say no until you hear me out. I wanted to ask Emilu, but she seems a little distracted at the moment. Good reason to be. She won the elite contest. She's been keeping such a hectic schedule lately. She's just zooming here and there, so it's impossible to catch her. But I'm sure you have a spare second to help me out, right? Do you have a big favor? I'll send 3 actors who need outfits for a soap opera I'm co-producing. A little side project of mine. Each has a different role, and I want you to style an outfit for each of them. Think you can handle it? I will try. Going to make us both look good. Trust me, the actors know all about you and your mad styling skills already. Mad styling skills. They'll be swinging by the boutique soon, so keep your eye out for them. Catch you later, kiddo. Thanks again. I think I have to go somewhere. I.e. the makeup studio. Coming so early, have a look around. We have new stuff from Jolie Loli, apparently. Is it a complete makeup set, or is it just... Okay, it's just individual items, gotcha. Yeah, dude, don't tell me what you got. Not that I can buy it. I don't even know why the perfume is an option here, exactly. Unless it's just that... The game was lying to me then, because I don't think we got anything new. That's great. Anyways, my shop. Shush. Anyone else new? You. His year in the Peace Corps in the Congo changed his life. Lloyd. Good morning, you're the manager, right? Wait, I know you. Yeah, I've heard a lot about you. My name's Lloyd. Pleased to meet you. I'm a photographer who specializes in rainforests around the world. This is my first time I've been back in civilization for ages. I've got no idea what in fashion anymore. Could you design a sharp-looking outfit for me? I think I'm after a luxury or preppy outfit. Please? Thank you. Well, I don't have a lot of luxury things going on right now, but we will go for preppy. Because I probably have enough to actually make an outfit with that. Okay, we don't have actually a whole lot. That's unfortunate. I'll do what I can. That is a sweater, and we're going to put that on top instead. He has a bunch of money, which is good. Funny tie. Yes. I'm going to change the socks, so don't really match very well. Congratulations, sir. You look like a dork. Please, spend all of your money here. We've done it. The shirt just completely does not match at all, but that's okay. And he's going to wear it out, because of course he is. That collie's going to completely mess with me the entire rest of the day. Alright. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm like, I heard you were good, but I didn't know you were this good. My dad doesn't understand why I'm so into rainforest photos, but I bet he'll be proud of me when I wear this outfit. Thank you, see you again. Why would he be proud of you for wearing that outfit? I'm very confused. Anyways, the relationship is so volatile, it's surprising they're still friends. Good morning, how's it going? My dad is looking to buy a new car. He spent the whole day looking through car catalogs. Thought I'd escape all that by hiding in the cafe all day today. Do they still make car catalogs? Like paper ones? Cause like most of the time my parents just go out to the, is it car lots? I guess, the dealerships or whatever and look for themselves. Because most of the places that they would go to buy cars probably don't have websites. Oh my goodness me. Can I tag along too? Rita. Of course, let's just chill out at the cafe all day. If you want a place to hang in the cafe is the best, you know. See ya. I gotta buy some luxury stuff for the boys. Okay, I gotta buy some pants for the boys. Is it open? Is it open? Is it open? Please be open. Please be open. Please be open. God dang it. Alright. I will return later. Don't you worry, I will return later. What? What do you want? Hi, from Kanako. This is Noriko, remember? We met the other day, had a deep conversation, know all about. She's come by sometime. Yeah, I will. She thinks the scent of jasmine flowers helps her relax. I can't tell if that's sporty or basic, so... Danny! Hello! Sorry to just bring this on you, but do you have any nice hats? Did I tell you I'm part of a dance team? Can't remember to mention it. Handstand move. Had to make it a little smoother. It's my last one. Today's practice. Can you find a replacement for me? I remember the handstand being a thing. I don't remember specifically if handstand was that was something that was in this playthrough or just something that I remember in general. Anyways, take a look. There we go. Our one singular sporty hat. Congratulations, you own it now. You're the proud owner of our singular sporty hat. Alright. Thanks so much. I can really get my hip hop on now. Performance is tomorrow. Did I mention that? We're performing in a dance event. Pretty big event, so I'm really excited. We're entering an all-girls division. If you're free, you should come and cheer us on. It's tomorrow night at the concert venue. I'll be looking out for you. Pretty sure I've seen this one before, like during this playthrough. But I could be wrong. Definitely see a cat on a leash looking irritated. That's great. Anyways, women's outfits. Oh boy. Feminine, maybe? We got a lot of feminine stuff, I feel like. Yeah, we do. Alright. I don't know what it is about this particular pack of songs. I just like them a lot. They're just the ones I tend to choose when I play this game. I don't know. Oh, well, that's comfy, cozy looking. Yeah, that could work. Socks. Jade gloves. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of money. Get that handbag to match the thing there on top. Yeah, that'll work. Kind of a wild looking outfit, but I think the hairstyle probably doesn't help with that. Oh, this one will be good. That's good. That's a good one. Then make it a little bit more browner with some greenish highlights. Yeah, like greenish highlights would be good. Maybe change the color to be darker. Oh, this sucks. I don't have a lot of browns to work with. I like that one, but it doesn't really go with the highlights well. Like that one kind of works. Let's go with this. Please come here with a lot of money. Winnie, her only weakness is crunchy, puffy cheese snacks. I spent this mannequin, love the outfit. Refined. Do it up then. Lovely. Very cute looking. We've done it. Slam dunk. Get out of here. Get out of here. With me in mind. Makes a great shopping experience. No, we're not going to change the mannequin. Whee. Let's try you. Hey, how's it going? I really dig that salesperson outfit. The contemporary look is totally relaxing. It's perfect. You designed the outfit, right? That's why it's great. Now I feel totally uncool. I can't go around like this. Please design me an outfit at least as cool as his. Oh, so you are in fact looking for a contemporary outfit. I wasn't... Because you're wearing like more bold stuff, so I wasn't really sure. Let's get some suspenders going. Doot, 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 doot. Ba, ba. Ba, ba. It's the blue on blue that's bothering me, I think. Oh, that's a fun color palette. Darker coat on top of that. That could work. That could work. I gotta be aware of the budget. You might leave out the hat then. Hey! Come back. Oh boy, the shoes. Now, why do these boots have to cost $50 bajillion? They don't need to cost that much, and yet they do. Yeah, I'll have to work. That's a wild blue. We're not gonna go with that. We can go with that though. We can in fact add the hat. There's a lot of red going on. Let's add a bit of brown here. Oh, you know what? If we take out the hat, we can add a scarf. Oh, there's not really any scarves that really look good, though. And the glasses cost $50 bajillion as well, which is so cool. So we're not going to do that. Take a look at this snazzy outfit. Take a look at that mouth. I'm out of water. I was kind of hoping I could use, have myself a, my stupid, whatchamacallit, VTuber model again. But unfortunately, the dumb, stupid VTube Studio wasn't connecting with VC Face, which is so fun, so whatever. I feel cool enough to face the world. Thank you. Alright, I guess. You've been around for like the entire day. I'm gonna help you, I guess. It's been a while, hasn't it? I feel like I finally knew my way around the city. Such a shame that my sweetheart and I had split up. She was a calm spot in the raging storm that is my life. But before I knew it, just being together in the same room would end in tears. Love is no easy thing, I can tell you. But you have better things to do than hear my sob story, and I feel like a fresh start. Come up with an outfit with a bold look, please. I will try my best. Ba ba da ba, ba ba beep bo. We technically can make an outfit. Amazing. Why do these pants cost $1,500? What is happening? I don't don't have a coat though. I don't have a coat though. This sucks. I don't have a coat though. Urgh. So you're looking for a bold outfit with that budget. You're looking for a bold outfit with that budget, huh? That's kind of a dangerous move you're pulling off here, man. I'm gonna be honest. Especially when the majority of these things cost a lot of money. Is this okay or is it... Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Despite the fact that I don't have any coats, this is fine. I'm gonna need to go to Department 9 then. At least buy a couple of things. There's too many patterns going on, I'm sorry. Oh, thank God you're not wearing it out. There's like way too many patterns going on. Jack Pole, but she's more cute than anything. Alright. Okay. Department 9 is open, but Castella is not open, which is so cool. So let's go here and buy a bunch of stuff. We need jackets right away. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. 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 These cost way too much. Yes. Military jacket. Quilted bomber jacket. Funny pants. Funny pants. Funny pants. Get another shirt going. Ribbed turtleneck. Get one of these. Get a vest going. Another fun hat, perhaps. We will get 2 scarves, maybe. We definitely need some socks. And some of these. We will probably... We have enough shoes. We have plenty of shoes. We don't need any more shoes. Let us get multiple of these. Get 3 of those. Get 2 of those. And then we need at least 1 more jacket. Let's go one of these then. How many of this? We can afford it. We don't need it though. We can afford it though. Another shirt. We're pushing the limit. Push it to the limit, limit. Give it all you can give it. We're giving it. Oh yeah. It won't bring me in a lot of money, but I can do another, like another outfit on the mannequin, just, with men's and with probably... Why did I give him sick hair? With probably basic more than anything. I could go with contemporary. We still have a bunch of items in contemporary, so... Do 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 do. There's like one in here that I was looking at. Yes, yes, good. Fashion. We're doing it. It's fashion. It's happening. Stream's probably not gonna go for much longer, but hi. I like that shirt. I like this funny shirt, but this does not match the pants at all. So we're gonna have to go with a different one. This one? Oh, that could work. Well, if we do that with this, then we got the color combo going. But that doesn't really match the pants. Oh, that matches though. Motor on, baby. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool how that happens. Oh, that's so cool. Love when that happens. Oy. Yes. Yes. Yes! Come to Papa! No, we don't need a scarf. But we have like 1,500 pairs of glasses, so we can get rid of some of those. Let's go this one. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and the pose. Casual. I need to change, if not the color, then... If not the style, then very much of the color of the hair. We can't have him have sig hair right now. That's not happening. Golden brown? Blonde? Highlights aren't helping. Blonde might be a bit too much. Let's go golden brown. So we could have blonde highlights. Blonde is too much. Never mind. Pumpkin? Going back to the green highlights again. I kind of like that. It's a little bit pukey looking, but so is the outfit. Hey! Why are you wearing shorts in winter? I hate when boys do that. Why do you wear shorts in winter and then like put on a giant jacket? I don't understand. You're crazy. I'm not spaced out. I was just mesmerized by this outfit. It just looks so perfect. It's exactly my style. I love the way it's so contemporary and casual. Better buy it before somebody else does. Oh, before I do, I should try it on? No problem. I was going to try to get through all the contests today, but considering how things are going, probably won't be able to. King. Worried about it? Trust your taste. Perfect, I'm buying it right now. Nice. Whoop! Not every day you happen across something as wonderful as this outfit. Today must be a lucky day. What will you have displayed out there next time, wonder? Shush. Alright, anime character syndrome. Philip, you were literally just here hours ago. I'm so nervous right now. You see, I'm going to be on a TV soap opera, and I have to find an outfit. Avery says you come straight here. Oh, what do I do? I can't tell my parents about this job. If I do, they'll just cause a massive hoo-ha. They'll come all the way in from the country, even though I tell them I'll be too busy. Oh, look at me. I'm getting all worked up. I need to take a deep breath. Right, so my role is in the soap is some thuggish henchman type. I guess I'll be the toady of someone's evil brother? I know it's just a tiny big bit part, but I really want to make a strong impression. Could you find something with bold, edgy look to it? I can try. I just bought some bold stuff. You are in luck, my friend. Although he did mention edgy. We don't have a lot of edgy things, so I'll put those on, but we'll be primarily focusing on bold. That jacket costs nearly $1,000. Jesus Christ. Merry Birthmas. That costs... Okay, that costs slightly less. I was like, that's the same price, but no, it's slightly less. Oy, oy, I kind of want to keep these pants. These are fun pants. I like these pants. And then... put on the red, white, and blue shirt. Doesn't really match with the rest of the outfit. But, like, the only other option we have is turtleneck, which doesn't really look that great combined with the pants. I hate that this jacket costs nearly $1,000, so I can't give it to him. That sucks. The star one, maybe? That'll work, I guess. Well, you gotta be careful. Oh, the work boots are fun. Engineer boots. I like the work boots. I think that'll be good. Can I give him a necklace? Nope. Nope, all these are over budget. Literally all of these are over budget. That's cool. Okay, well, I guess we're good then. take this fun outfit for you, my friend. Oy, oy, oy. I hate the outfit he usually wears. I don't think I made him the outfit. I want to say I might have given him the shorts and that's why he looks like that, but I hate it. Alright. Thank you for walking out in it. Oh my god. And not wearing that shorts with the tights combo. I hate that so much. Junko, this is awesome. Just what I pictured. Thanks very much. Wait till my mom sees this. I look just like an actor. Now report back to Avery. Thanks again. It's nighttime, so we have some things to do. And I'm going to ignore all of you. Alright. Cafe. I forget who exactly said they're going to be at the cafe, but, you know, that's fine. These two, right? Hey, I hear a lot about mixing fashions or something like that. What does it actually mean? It's not illegal or anything, is it? Don't be silly. It's basically when you mix items from different styles in a single outfit. At least that's what I think it is anyway. It's not like genetic splicing or anything. So it's like where you take a feminine top, you wear it with some edgy bottoms, and then voila, mixed fashion? That's easy. I wouldn't say this is Persona but fashion. There's not like any sort of RPG elements to it. It's just a fashion game, but there's also plot. You're running like a store where you sell clothes to people and such. And each game has its own different gimmicks. In this one and the previous game, you compete in contests with models. You get, and if you win the contest, you advance up in the ranks and eventually you get to the credits. In other games, a couple other games, you help out idols and such. The sequel to this one, you end up going to a town that's a miniature town or something. I don't really... That one's a weird one. Maybe now I'll try some tandoori chicken with mayonnaise. Wait, what? I like this whole mixing styles thing. I'm getting ideas about all kinds of things now. Yeah, it's a fashion-based game. It's not, But I used to... Today really is a hybrid day. I'm sorry? It's a hybrid day? Don't listen to her, ma'am. She just learned a new word, and now she wants to use it as much as possible, even if she doesn't use it correctly. What? Is that wrong? I meant that it's sunny and cloudy at the same time of day. Oh, in that case, you're using it correctly. I just don't really see how the manager here was involved. Well, on a day like this, we're not meant to go to the boutique, but on a sunny, cloudless day, we definitely should. See you later, Junko. Bye-bye! Contest time, contest time. It's time to do contest time. Yeah, I played a lot of these games in middle school and high school. I played every game in the series minus the DS one. So I started playing this over a year ago and I never finished it, so here we are, we're back again. Yeah, okay, we're not gonna get through all the premieres tonight. Great! Great! Bold outfit that makes a statement. It's bold time again. We just did you last time. Desiree we have not tried anything with, and Rhonda we haven't tried anything with. Desiree, I want to say she looks more gothic. So we're gonna do things for her later. My sister made me apply. I think she's hoping I don't get picked so she can make fun of me. Well, that's sad. There isn't a single outfit I don't look good in. Don't believe me? Pick me and see for yourself. Alright, I'm going to pick her just so we can prove her sister wrong. Never mind, then. Do my best. Cool to the extreme. A bold outfit that makes a statement. Give it up for bold number 75. Oh, we love the puffy coats. We love the puffy coats. We gotta find something that actually matches with that. Which is going to be a little bit difficult to do. Alright, well I guess not that shirt. Maybe go with this dress. That'd be fun. It's the same color, but I don't know if it's the same style is the problem. Stilettos? Maybe the white? Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, it could work. Get some glasses in there. Yeah. I could do a hat. No, the hat doesn't really work with this outfit, I feel like. But we can do a necklace. Just a little necklace. Very purple. We're going very purple with this outfit. I like the clutch. I wish the game gave me better white shoes than this. Kinda wish that the game gave me better white shoes. I guess we'll go with those and take off the tights. That's fine. Dark on top, light on bottom. Okay. I skipped one? I accidentally skipped one. Yeah, that'll work. And our hair is already pretty good to go. I don't think I really want to change it that much. Like, it looks fine to me. It looks pretty fine. I mean, we can maybe change the highlight. Make it a different purple. Smoky purple. Smoky prog. Trying to look at the colors on both of my monitors to see what looks nice. I'm gonna go with this one. We haven't unlocked all the hair colors yet, which sucks. Because I know there's like you can get like lighter, whiter colors than this to make cool highlights. Yeah, thank you. Pause mode is over, MC mode, blah blah blah. The contest begin. Cool to extreme. Best theme, don't be jelly babies. Put your hands together and make some noise. Here we go. It starts now. Alright, she's back. No, that's okay. That's more edgy than bold. This is cheap enough that I can buy it. Thank you. Cute, but that's Asian inspired. And here's our thing. I kind of want to buy it, but I don't have a lot of money there. I always let it play out just in case I use it for thumbnails. Boy, I wonder who won. It was me. Who could have guessed it? Yeah, that one's a bit more edgy, that one's Asian inspired, and that one's completely basic / simple style. Very tutu skirt. Hooray! And once again, I will not be able to complete the entire thing tonight, which is so cool. I love when it does that. We won! We did it. Yeah, I still have 2 more to go for the premiere contest. That sucks. That sucks, actually. I probably gotta do some more rapping today, too. It is Crimbus after all. I have to do some more rapping at some point. Let's go to the shop instead and see if we can maybe bump up that score. You really want to buy stuff here, and I'm like a little bit worried to sell you things because I don't have a whole lot of stuff that's luxury. Good evening. Haven't seen you since the premiere concert. You have such a nice boutique here. Here's to help you design the interior. I would organize his work anywhere. Maybe I should ask him to decorate my vacation home. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. Promise I did come here to the shop. I need some shoes. They need to be high quality mature just like me. Do we have luxury shoes? Let us see. We have 8. Let us give her the most expensive shoes that we have. Yes. Please buy our highly expensive shoes so that I can have more money. Alright. She was wearing leggings. Ugh, I hate like there's certain things that just look wrong to me, like wearing knee-high socks and shorts look weird. Wearing leggings and then like a shoe that has like the, what's it, I guess the top part of the foot like exposed feels wrong. Like that looks weird to me. I don't know. That might just be me though. Wearing with high class and high quality. Coming to your boutique is never a mistake. Thank you. Bye-bye! First visit. She loves tidying up, so her room is utterly spotless. Go, 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 go! Get her! Debs. Debs? Debs. Hello there. It's wonderful to be living in the city, do you know what I mean? There are so many stylishly dressed people around. I find it really motivating. It's no surprise that they chose this city to host the elite contest. A fashionable city like this is the obvious choice for this kind of event. Feeling good today. I also have a feeling that I'm going to end up buying a lot too. Can you buy me a bold outfit, please? No problem. No problem. I don't remember if I still have pants or not. That's great. That's gonna help us when I don't have pants to give her. No, we have plenty of pants. Okay, we're good. Wow, this is fun. Look at all these choices we got. I could go with the jumpsuit. Doo-doo. Really have any shirts that match the jumpsuit though. Let's look for the pants instead. Yes, expensive. Very expensive. I was watching, before this I was watching some Vine sauce, someone made for him a mod, a Balatro for him, and I was watching the mod for that. I haven't watched Mr. Vincent Sauce in a hot minute, so wow, these are some colors. All right, we're changing that. It's the purple that's throwing me off. That purple is just like way too much. Bald Tro. I still haven't bought that game. My brother has it, but I never bought it. I simply did not think I really needed to buy it. None of these jackets are really good. That sucks. Hey. Maybe this one? Oh wait, hang on. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that actually. That's real good. And then yeah, the hat to it. Yes. Now we're making progress. The bags. No, the bags really match. Do we have the really expensive shoes? We do! But they don't really match. Oh, that's just funny looking. I've heard it's incredibly addictive, which is part of the reason why I don't feel like buying it. I already have plenty of games that I've spent way too many hours on. Primarily Nintendo related, but like if I did buy Balatro, I'd probably just buy the Switch version. It's gonna be like right up. Oh, we're not gonna have enough. God dang it, I hate this game. Oh, my stomach just made a noise. I haven't had lunch yet. That's an actual miracle. It's the boldest outfit I've ever seen. It's mine. Oh, mine! I'm so glad I trusted you. See you later. Oh no, we have time. We have time. First visitor. He looks a lot more serious than he really is. Don't be fooled. there's like some accurate hair coloring going on here for like a man in his 40s. Lars. Good evening, I'm looking for a new hat. Do you have any stock that would go with my current clothes? I think hats are one of those items that can be really important but are often overlooked. Some a real bold feel to it. I have a few bold hats. I just went shopping. Don't you worry, my good man. We have hats. Let me just check to make sure that we're correct on that assumption on which ones are bold. Okay, we are. You have money, so I'm giving you an expensive hat. Here you go. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with the whole, light gray, like, just behind their ears. That tends to be what happens for a lot of people, for sure. I also made sure it matched with your funny sweater. Please get me all the way to the top, please! This is very fashion forward. Haha, style savvy fashion forward. No one seems to sell hats like this. I'm at my wit's end searching, but this boutique is keeping up with things, so it's great for me. Thanks a lot for this. Can you get that? Thanks a lot. God dang it! I hate everything. Hi! Did you need something, ma'am? Dolores. Good morning, Junko. Junko, right? Avery sent me to this place, so I'm hoping you'll be able to help me out. If you're designing outfits for TV soaps, you have to be good, right? Well, in my TV role, I play a naive college student. Actually, I'll be an undercover detective pretending to be a college student, but you know, that's why I need to come up with an outfit that has a really preppy feel to it. I work at a university, and I'm gonna be honest, not a lot of people dress what this game would consider preppy. They mostly wear a lot of, like, really plain outfits, but otherwise they probably are extremely expensive. Because it's one of those prestigious universities where a lot of people pay a lot of money to get in. That's fun. Anywho, that's probably good, right? Oh, you know what? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Nope, that's a little too low. There we go. This could work. Yeah, the greens don't really match is the problem, so I'm gonna have to go with this. Unless I choose a skirt. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to go with this one. Alright. Didn't get a whole lot of hats, unfortunately. None of these match with the jacket. This sucks. Howdy. Oi, oi, none of these match. None of these match. Oh, that sucks. Help me. Help me. Black hat? Now I'm getting real Mr. Rogers vibes from this. Just from the color palette alone. I'll do it. It probably won't look good, but I'll do it. No, it doesn't look too bad on her. It could be far worse. Love how the accessories add to the whole. I definitely have to buy this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Get out of here. Oh, I gotta check if the stupid luxury store is open. It's perfect for the part. I feel like I'm right back in college with this. The viewers will be so stoked when I reveal myself as a policewoman. Thanks again, this is gonna be a fun job. Oh, Junko, I have something wonderful to tell you. Of course, you know how. Working at the makeup studio, I hear all of my customers' conversations. Your name is always coming up, Junko. Seems we have quite a few customers in common. Isn't that nice? Made me think about how much our two shops share. After thinking of that, I felt I had to stop by here. I mean, today I'd like, the best that you think would look good on me, please. I was going to go places, ma'am, but okay. I'll give you a vest. You have, like, more of a bold outfit going on, so, like... Is this fine? Do you like this? can't really come out with just this. My extra clothes for a moment. Wow, I did it. Can you please let me go now? I have things to do and places to go and people to see. Thank you, Christ almighty. Of course you find just what I was looking for. I knew I could count on you and your fashion sense. So happy, Junko. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, I was going to head to the station plaza after this. It'd be lovely if you could join me there. Yeah, if I remember. And now it's morning. And now you officially decided it's morning for me. Alright. Okay, just buy your center, and then we end the stream. Is it open? Is it open? Is it open? Is it open? Everything is open! Hooray! Alright. Oh, my throat is hurting. I didn't get enough water. Not enough water. This. And then this shirt. And then some pants. We need a bunch of pants, actually. We're going to have to stock up on a couple more of those pants. You have new shoes available. Those are the shoes I already bought. Never mind, then. That's so cool. Let's buy some loafers, then. And these, because they're bright red. And if I buy a funny scarf, maybe I'll use it. Probably not, but who knows? And then some ties. Red bow tie. Skip. Skip. Oh, right, and coats. I need coats. God dang. I'll get these two, I guess. That's fine. Done enough. Buy one of these shirts. Alright, hang on. The ones we need for sure. Shoes. We can buy a couple of those. Buy the glasses. Buy a couple of those. We definitely need the pants, so we need to stock up on those. We have shirts. Not a whole lot, but we have shirts. I guess another one of these ties. We need socks for sure. And that's over half my money gone. Amazing. The question is, should I go look at the woman's wear? Should I go look at the jade stuff? Because I feel like I shouldn't, because that's also incredibly expensive. I will buy not much. I will try not to buy a whole lot. That is incredibly expensive. We're not going to buy that. I'll do this one, as well as this jacket. And this shirt. Anything else? Anything else? Yeesh! Pants. We really don't have money for anything else. Good lord. Wow, I'd love to buy these. Too bad they cost $15,000. Oh, you have the scarves. These are stupid hats. I don't like these hats. They're stupid. Anywho, you have these boots here that apparently are on sale. I don't really know. Whatever, it's fine. And then leggings. And that's all I can probably buy. Yeah, I can buy like 2 of the leggings, but that's about it. Yeesh. Yeah, no, I can't even buy 2 of the stupid boots. That's great. Capitalism. It's a plague upon our soul. Alright, we're stopping for now. We have to stop for now. We honestly do. Alright. What do you want? Get out of my house. By the way, how do you decide what to wear each day? You must have like 10 closets full of clothes. I mean, you always look super cute, but if I had that many options, I'd go nuts. It'd take me forever just to decide if I should wear socks or not. I suppose you can never have too many outfits though, especially when you're in the fashion biz. Maybe I'll go shopping this weekend. I've been wanting some new sweatpants. Anyways, I better get going. See you later. Oi, oi. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. She's dead. Sorry. Alright. Trying to think. Oh! My cup almost fell down. Trying to think when I'll be able to stream next. Probably. Well, tomorrow is Christmas. I probably won't stream tomorrow. I don't know. And then Thursday I'm going to visit grandparents, so I'm definitely not streaming on Thursday. So either tomorrow or Friday, probably, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. In any case, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Alright. Bye.